Now the king was telling one day about all their wonderful adventures, like finding water and gold with a divining rod, and dissipating witch spells and so on.
But the histrionic news of the darling, have you ever trod the boards?
No.
Well, you will before you're 3 days older. First good town we come to, we'll do the sword fighting scene from Richard III and the balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet.
Well, see here, I'm in for anything that'll pay, but I ain't much good at play acting. You reckon you can learn me?
Easy.
So the Duke told the king all about Romeo and Juliet, and how they were lovers and all. And since he was used to being Romeo, the king could
But I
be
don't look
Juliet.
much like a young girl.
Those country dinks won't think nothing of it. Besides, still be in costume, you know, and that makes all the difference. These here will be our medieval armor for Richard III. And this here is the Juliet costume.
Now, where are we going to learn our lines from?
But soft.
The Duke began to read over the scene in a most splendid way, to show how it had got to be done. Then, once he was finished, him and the king began to sit down and learn it by heart. Well, the king and the Duke sat down to practice it, and they was pretty good at it, too, as far as I see.
You mustn't bellow out Romeo that way like a bull. Like this. Romeo! There. You see? Juliet is a mere sweet child, girl. She doesn't bray like a jackass.
By and by, the Duke reckoned they ought to have some encores, so as to make it a first-class show.
You can do. Let me see. Hamlet's soliloquy.
Hamlet's which?
Hamlet's soliloquy. The most celebrated thing in all of Shakespeare. Always fetches pens.
To be or not to be. That is the bare bodkin, which makes the calamity of life so long, till Birnam Wood comes to Dunsinane. Ope not thy ponderous and marble jaws, get thee to a nunnery, go!
The first chance we got, the Duke had some showbills printed, and after that, the rest was a most uncommon lively place, for there weren't nothing but sword fighting and rehearsing, as the Duke called it, going on all the time. After about 2 or 3 days, we come in sight of a little one-horse town in a big bend, and we went down there to see if there was any chance in that place for our show. And we struck it mighty lucky. There was going to be a circus that afternoon, and the country people was already beginning to come in. Our show would have a pretty good chance, so we went around town and stuck up bills.
Bodega, Topeka Bodega, Topeka Bodega. Prune, banana, Topeka.
Ladies and gentlemen, the sublime Shakespearean spectacle entitled The Balcony Scene in Romeo and Juliet.
What light glowing in your face? It is the East, and Juliet.
That ain't no Juliet, that's a man.
Juliet is the sun.
That's the sun, all right.
And kill the envious moon.
Could kill someone right about now.
After male and tail. even get to do the sword fight from Richard III. The Duke was mighty mad and all.
These Arkansas lunkheads can't come up to Shakespeare. What they want is low comedy. Maybe something rather worse than low comedy, I reckon. I can size their style.
So next morning he drawed up some new handbills.
There. If that don't fetch 'em, I don't know Arkansas.
So the Duke told the